Taurus, welcome to your hopes, fears, and reality spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. So, here we go. Taurus, it kind of feels to me, and no judgment here, whatever reason you have, but it kind of feels to me like you want to leave your fate in somebody else's hands. It's like you recognize that you don't have the full on recipe for what it is you want. So you're just going to put your resources into somebody else's hands and let them hopefully build for you what you want. So, what I would say to this is if this is communicated clearly and you're okay with it, well, then fine. But if this isn't communicated clearly or you're a little hesitant about it, be careful of codependency. That's all I can say. Don't be 100% dependent on somebody else to bring you your happiness. But that's exactly what you're hoping. And like I said, it could be that this is momentarily. It could be that this is communicated really well. You may not be an expertise in this area, and maybe you're letting somebody else take the wheel so you can learn, so you can build yourself up. But you're hoping to let somebody else take control of your resources. And resources can be health, it can be wealth, and it can be time management. The fear that you have, though, is, and perhaps you've done this before, perhaps you've even trusted this person before, or perhaps you've trusted somebody else, because the fear that you have is that eventually you'll have no control, like you won't be able to take your control back. And then again, this one right here is this codependency. I think of this as somebody who's very emotionally dependent. I think of this as somebody who's emotionally codependent on somebody else. There's another way to look at this in the fear category. You could be emotionally dependent, okay, on a emperor in the inverse, meaning somebody who doesn't have the care or concern about the outcome that you do. Okay? They might be on a whole different plane, a whole different playing field than the outcome you're looking for. They could even be a bit of a tyrant. Okay? So you could be putting all of your emotional resources and having your happiness depend on somebody who just isn't going to be there, or somebody who's ridiculously controlling. The reality of the situation, though, is that you're tired of fighting. And you're kind of just waiting for a bit of a handout or reciprocity of some sort. It's like you're beyond exhausted and you just need somebody to quote unquote give you a break. You know what I mean? You're like, I just need reprieve. So like I said, if this is a temporary thing, if this is you just taking your hands off the steering wheel for a moment and you have somebody around you that you trust that can carry you for a minute until you're ready to take back that wheel, as long as you can quell the anxiety that this person won't completely run over you or that they'll actually give you those reins back, then this could just be you trusting and depending on somebody you love. But for others, this is emotional codependency because you're just exhausted and you don't know what else to do. Okay, well, this is looking up. You have two fours here. And fours are about stability. It's about those cornerstones and stuff. This one right here could be about fear of rejection or a missed opportunity. But sometimes, and this is what I get this time, it's somebody looking back at what was and not recognizing what is right here. And then here you have somebody who's really holding on tightly to all of their resources. So what I see here is there's a big opportunity for a change in resources and a big opportunity for a change in how you feel, but you could just be taking the time to make peace with your past before you move forward. And if you really have to deep way down inside yourself to create this new growth, because the Ace of Wands is about new growth, but it's high potential and low resolution. You still have to process this through a framework in order for it to become something out the other side. If you need somebody to take the reins just for a moment so you can go back, dive into your shadow self, figure out what you need to do, and then come back a little stronger and better before, and you just need someone to lean on while you do that, great, do it. But make sure it's someone you can trust. Because what I'm getting from this fear category is you aren't sure what happens when you actually let go. Okay? So you're hoping that the person you're giving the reins to has your best interest at heart, so you can drop your guard, go in and take care of all the things that you need to take care of in order to move forward to be the bigger, better version of yourself, the 2.0 you, so to speak. But there's some things from the past that you need to make amends with first. But be careful, because who you give the reins to, you're going to be in a vulnerable state. Okay? So make sure the person that you give the reins to is somebody you can trust. That's all I have to say. I'm going to pull one more card just because I feel really, really drawn to do so. Oh, and two came out. Whew. So we have the King of Swords in the inverse. So yeah, you don't want to be the one in the planning stages, in the driver's seat and moving forward, because you need to take the time to heal your inner child. So yeah, if you have somebody you can really trust and depend on, let them take the reins, if only for a moment. Give yourself time to collect, but don't give those reins to somebody that you don't trust. Taurus, I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. Good luck with this. I hope you get a chance to move forward and do the healing that you need to heal. I'll see you next week.